A man in Traverse City went on this unhinged rant on gay sex and sodomy. And of course, this is at a school board meeting because where else would this rant happen? So they're debating about mask mandates and things like that. And unfortunately, they get confronted by Bill. Here's Bill, also known as the butt sex guy.
Here's a little more from Teen Vogue. Teen Vogue said, yes, you will come in contact with some fecal matter. You are entering a butthole. It is where poop comes out. Expect you to do.
There's the kids watch our board meetings. Come on.
All right. Okay, but so you can promote this behavior. You can promote sodomy, the most dangerous sexual behavior.
Do you come here just to be offensive? I mean, what you're saying is so inappropriate.
What you're promoting is so inappropriate. What
I think people learn most of board meetings from you, Bill. But we, again, let's
seriously, my kids watch these board meetings.
Right.
Your comments are so inappropriate. They don't talk about this in sex ed class.
I say it should be discouraged in schools, and for 20 years I followed.
Okay, say it appropriately.
Great.
I'm reading from the article.
It's every single meeting of inappropriateness.
It's every day of the year you're promoting homosexuality.
That's it, everyone.
So I just want to know why this weirdo is reading Teen Vogue magazine and regurgitating articles that he feels uncomfortable about at school board meetings. What was that? Bill, what are you doing? Bill, it's okay. Just read your Teen Vogue articles at home, do whatever you're gonna do with it. You don't have to share it with the world. You don't have to share it at a school board meeting. It's totally fine.
Yeah, he seemed to care about what was left behind afterwards. He's done a lot of research on it. I got news for you, Bill. They're not teaching Teen Vogue at that school. You brought that in gratuitously out of nowhere. And so we joke around all the time on the show about like, if a guy walks into a room when nobody's talking about anything related to it and he just says, I'm not gay, there's a pretty good chance, right, that he's said that for a reason. Let's put it that way.
No,
right?
He's a serial butt sex ranter. This wasn't the first time that he did this. He has done it before. Let's go to that next video.
It's not about whether you're straight, heterosexual, gay, or lesbian, but there's a big difference between homosexual sex and heterosexual sex. It's 95% of 13 to 24-year-olds who engage in or who are homosexual sex. That's where 95% of the HIV comes from. It's 44 times more likely to produce HIV than heterosexual sex, and that's what you passed. You all passed that. And I brought up the point of this homosexual doctor saying that the ramrodding of the sphincter is...
Bill, can we do have children here watching this as well, so I think we've...
The ramrodding of the sphincter, I don't think that's going to go over there. Okay, so we can promote that as a school board, but we can't talk about what it's about.
Your time is up.
I'm sure he knows this, but heterosexual individuals also do butt stuff. Like, that happens.
But of course, it's not about that. It's about the hate, right?
Right, of course.
And so, also, news alert to Bill, no one in school teaches about the ramrodding of sphincters. That's not a thing they teach. It's not about that, okay? So what does he actually want them to teach? Because they don't teach that. So if he says don't teach that, mission accomplished, Bill, go home, okay? Because nobody's talking, and nobody's teaching the Teen Vogue thing either, okay? The reason why, what he actually wants is for you to say, no, people should not be gay, and if they are, they're doing something wrong, they're evil, and they're bad people. Well, Bill, we're not gonna teach that because that's hateful, and it's not true. People are what they are by nature, and God created them that way. Take it out with God if you got a problem, okay? And by the way, those things happen. If you're so upset that they happen in nature, again, take it up with God. Why did he create people that way, right? But these guys have no ability to do rational reasoning, obviously. So they go in there because they can't wait to talk about this, find an excuse to talk about it, because it's all their internal conflicts, and that's how it expresses itself in the world, because they can't contain the cognitive dissonance that they've created inside their own heads. Now, look, it's a kind of a funny story because it's absurd. There's one other funny part, which is that apparently there's really nerdy students in Traverse City, Michigan, because they're all listening to the board school meetings, right?
Yeah,
they're constantly like, those kids are watching that. Are they? I don't know any kids who are listening to board school meetings, okay? But maybe they're, or school board, sorry. But maybe they're listening because they know Bill's coming up. They're like, dude, Bill's coming up.
I would.
Yeah.
I was highly entertained.
You're right, start streaming, Bill's back, okay?
Listen, look, I know that what he's spewing is hatred, but let's just, I think we need to note for the record, this is very important, that the word sphincter is and always will be very funny.
Agreed.
I lose it every time I hear the word sphincter. Secondly, a lot of the hate that he's spewing, I think he's spewing about himself. I think that he's struggling with his identity, and I feel bad for the guy because in his elderly age, he's still not comfortable with who he is. Because like, let me just tell you something. A straight person is not gonna go out of his or her way to like constantly consume articles about butt sex and then go to school board meetings to then talk about butt sex. That's not what normal people do, right? Someone who is conflicted about his own sexual identity is more likely to do what Bill is doing. Am I saying that he's likely gay? Yes, I'm saying that.
Yeah.
There's something going on there. And there's nothing wrong with being gay. That's the thing. I want him to accept that.
Yeah, and guys, let's be clear about that too. Look, that's what creates the internal conflict, in my opinion. And the external expression of that is the anti-gay rants that they go on. And that's why they're deeply ironic. And by the way, it doesn't mean that all gay people are gonna do that or all gay closeted people are gonna do that. No. But there's a certain small percentage, unfortunately this percentage is still way too large, that have internalized that conflict so much they can't help themselves. They burst into rooms screaming, I'm not gay and I'm against the ramrodding and etc., right? And they betray themselves. And by the way, if they could just go see a therapist, we'd be like, hey Bill, it's okay, you don't have to hate yourself.
Everyone deserves love, including self-love.
Right, well that's true too. But guys, at the end, like I promised, unfortunately I'm gonna make it serious, which is that, well, the whole thing is serious to begin with. We're trying to communicate it in a way that, where you can relate to it, but.
Remember when I used to be the Debbie Downer?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be a Debbie Downer here. Guys, you know who brainwashed them into being anti-gay, it's religion, you know it. And so we don't say it because good religious people get offended. And the majority are good religious people and they don't say crazy things like this. And they're loving and they take care of one another. And that's why now the majority of the country is no longer homophobic, according to the polling. They still hate trans people because we got to transfer the hate from one other to another to another, right?
Well, the culture war continues, Cenk.
Of course, but the core of that problem is the religious text. So the fundamentalists of every religion are anti-gay because it's in the text. Now, would they have found a different reason to be anti-gay? Almost certainly, because of how humans evolved, etc. That's a long story. But as it turns out, it's the religion that started this virus. And it's not just Christianity, it's Islam, it's many other religions. And all those traditions tell you, whatever you do, do not be gay. Mainly because they needed a larger army to fight the Canaanites, okay? But that has come all the way through thousands of years. It's brainwashed people into hatred. And I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. So if your religion is teaching hatred, don't partake in it, try to fix it, try to change it. Say, hey, remember all the things Jesus said about helping the poor, the needy, the homeless, etc. That's what we should focus on, not being judgmental towards prostitutes, towards all these different sets of folks. The Sermon on the Mount, Muhammad had wonderful things to say about peace and about helping the poor, the needy, the homeless. That's also an integral part of religion. But if you're an imam, if you're a preacher, if you're a rabbi, whoever is telling you to hate gay people, fire them. Don't let them brainwash your community and your kids with this endless hatred.
That comment at the bottom, I'm just here for the butt stuff.
On the other hand, that.
Oh God. All right, anyway. That was a good.
Yeah,
rant.
you sound really sincere. Anna bursts into the room going, hey, Cenk, that was good. That was good.
I need comedic relief. You understand that, right? It's been a tough day. It's been a tough day.
It has.
So
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.